All right, I want to make a new video about NEO. I made a video about a month ago, and I was shocked at how little information I could find on it. And it was at $50, $2 billion market cap, and I couldn't find information, couldn't find anything even on the core developer, and I'd never seen anything with no information at $2 billion unless it's a scam. So I thought NEO was a scam. Well, I've done more research. There's a lot more information now. I no longer think NEO is a scam. I believe that it is a startup, smart contract blockchain platform. You know, like I said in my Ethereum video and some other videos, you know, Ethereum is here and all the other competitors are down here. You know, and NEO's one of them. So let me go through why, you know, I wouldn't invest in this now and at these prices. I'm going to go through why, and I'm going to give you all the research I found so you can make your own intelligent decision. You want to speculate? You know, go for it. But this is what I found. Now, first thing I wanted to talk about, in the news, there was Da Hongfei, the CEO, founder, made a comment that made the coin shoot up in value. And I want to talk about this for a second because I think people are kind of getting a little too excited. He said, "I do not expect the government to call me in the short term." He's talking about the Chinese government. "I don't expect the government to call me in the short term and say, let's use NEO as the blockchain technology infrastructure in China. But in the medium term, why not? I think it's possible." First of all, he didn't really say anything. He's like, why not? It could be. Yeah, it could be. I mean, whatever. But that kind of statement in this market, he knows he's pumping, right? He knows what he's doing. A CEO should not be making a comment like that. I don't think that's right. Now, but I want to talk about that statement. Even if this is true, I think we're getting a little too excited here because. So let's say he's right. China knocks on the door and says, "Hey," Chinese government says, "Hey, we want to use this blockchain technology. We want to develop our own Chinese coin, official government coin." You think they're going to then say, "And by the way, I want to make sure I respect all the rights of the individual early coin holders, especially all those people in America who bought it"? No, it's not. Remember, in America, we have this, we believe in the individual and respecting individual rights and rewarding individuals who are early with inventions. And so if the government came in and said, you know, we want to take over, you know, some blockchain thing, they're going to make sure they respect the early investors to some degree. But China, I wouldn't be surprised if they said, yeah, we're developing our own. We'd love to work with you guys, and hey, you're, you know, the head development team, and, you know, maybe the CEO and whatever. We're going to give you a lot of money. But as far as all the existing coin holders, sorry, screw them. We want all the value. China, government, we want the value. We're going to give it all to these early guys, and you have a choice. You can work with us and screw the coin holders, or bye-bye, we'll go with someone else. And I'm just saying that because that's sort of how the Chinese government, they're not all about the individual, they're all about the state. Plus, they're very aggressively, like all the people who are buying and speculating on tokens, they clearly they think it's illegal. So even if this happens, that China uses NEO blockchain, I'm not sure you get rewarded for that. So be careful. Now, I want to talk about a couple other things here. First of all, so when I did my original video, I couldn't find any information on the core developer. And I was like, this is weird. I'd never seen anything, such a crazy thing, unless it was a scam. Well, it turns out the core developer, he is, so let me explain this here. Okay. So, for some reason, they put out publicly, originally, you could only find, that his name is Erik Zhang. Well, his name is not Erik Zhang, it's Zhang Zhengwen, whatever. Forgive my pronunciations. And if you search on this, you can't find anything, because it's not, I mean, I don't know, and I don't know Chinese, and maybe this is some sort of a name, a nickname, I don't know, but you can't find anything. If you search on this, you start to find things. And what you find is that they created their own consensus algorithm. It's not super tested. Now, I'm not saying their consensus algorithm sucks, they're not going to work. I'm just saying compared to Casper for Ethereum or some other systems out there, the consensus algorithm they created is not super tested. It's also, at this time, not a trustless system. Okay? And so their story is that, well, it's not trustless now, but it's going to become trustless in the future. Okay, that's great. That's sort of like the IOTA story. It's not now, but it will be in the future. It's just another layer of speculation. It's easy to say, hey, our system is fast. Hey, our system is awesome, when you don't have many transactions. And when you're not sort of finished, like trustless, remember, the whole revolution here is about trustless. So if a system is not trustless, it's not, and you know what I should say? It's possible that non-trustless systems could do well. Maybe the revolution is not totally about that everything has to be trustless. It's just as a feature I happen to like investing in. So will they say they're going to get there? Maybe they will, but just be aware. So when you search, there's a lot of discussion out there, and I'm not techie enough. I'm speculating in cryptocurrency. When it comes to, if I talk to my father, he thinks I'm crazy. If you talk to a lot of, investors, any cryptocurrency is speculation. But to me, Ethereum, at least it's established and big and has thousands of companies working on it. You have another layer of speculation, a lot, when you go into something like NEO, which has barely launched, and so it's not a trustless system yet. And if you look at the debates on the code, whether the code is good or not, it's a lot of conversation. To me, I want to see several companies launch, and then we'll see how good the code is. We'll see how fast it is. We'll see all these things. And then I think we're so early anyways, there'll be time to get in if it really is, better than Ethereum. Okay. So, now also I wanted to talk about... one other thing on the Zhang Zhengwen, whatever, the core developer. He is a private guy, and there's nothing wrong with that, and he sort of wants to be hidden. It's fine. Well, there's two things on that. One is, there may be more information about him in Chinese, but I can only invest in what I can understand, and I cannot translate Chinese white papers and articles, so I'm unable to analyze this guy, so I can't invest. But it also seems not just that stuff may be in Chinese, but he also doesn't want to be out there as much. And I prefer someone like a Vitalik Buterin, who is out in front of people, doing Facebook Live, having back and forth, having conversations, travels around the world, talking to different people. To me, that's a better way to getting consensus, to getting, people, at the end of the day, a platform, you want people to come on, so you need everybody to sort of get along. I like someone who's out there meeting people. I think has a better chance of solving problems and being a platform that works for all these people because he's getting to know them. I like someone who's out there. So it's another plus for Ethereum to me. I don't like that the core developer is private. Now, and the CEO, again, I'm sorry to be, down on NEO here, but I'm not a big fan of the CEO, Mr. Da Hongfei. Now, again, when I say not a big fan, the guy's awesome, okay? He got into crypto early, bought some Bitcoin. I'm going to play some things in here. The guy's great, and people are like, oh, he's better than you. Yeah, he's better than me. Fabulous. I understand that, but I'm not investing in me. Well, I invest in me, but I'm not, I want to invest in a winner. So let me just play a little bit of this interview. There's not a ton of info on this guy or interviews either that have anything new or interesting, but this is one that I found.
And I actually plan to do a cryptocurrency exchange in 2012, but I didn't make it.
So he planned to do a cryptocurrency exchange in 2012, but he didn't make it. Okay, that's great. He was there early, thinking about exchanges. I love that. He's awesome. But compared to where I invest, so Jed McCaleb, for example, who, after he created one of the world's largest file sharing, peer-to-peer file sharing, eDonkey, he then went on to create one of the first Bitcoin exchanges, which became Mt. Gox, which became the largest Bitcoin exchange. He then sold it, and the next guy ran it into the ground. Then he created Ripple, and then he forked that to create his Stellar network. So that's a resume. He's a winner, right? Everything he did became huge and awesome. I like that. It's like, I love, it's like Steve Jobs, right? Whether he made a movie or a phone or computer, it was awesome. The guy's right? Just a winner on everything. And there's people like that. Elon Musk, whether it's a car or a spaceship or building tunnels, he's a winner. And I see this in people, are repeated, people have a tendency to be the way they are, right? So what's this guy? I tried it and didn't work. So listen, maybe this thing works, but so far the resume is not, again, we're looking to speculate here on the future and amazing things happening. And this is the CEO. I don't know. Let's see what else he did.
Then I worked full-time in the crypto industry in 2013 with 6 other guys, and we founded an organization called Bit Angels Club. And that organization will do meetups in Shanghai, in Beijing, and even Hong Kong. And after that, we spin off a project.
Okay, so he created a Bit Angels Club, and they met, they did meetups to talk about cryptocurrency. Again, fabulous. I wish I went. It's probably fun. This guy is probably cool and charming and everything. But that's not that's not a resume that makes me think, oh my God, he's going to, build the next great platform. He really understands this technology and all this stuff. I don't know. I'm not, what was Vitalik Buterin doing? He was writing his white paper, traveling around the world, talking to technical people, while this guy was having meetups and having a couple beers, and I'm sure it's a good way to get the ladies to these meetups, right? Anyways, so he's cool, and then he did a lot of, he was early in figuring out to raise money by offering the coins. Again, great, but that, I don't know, I'm not seeing it. Now, one of the things now I gotta say, originally it looked like NEO was all about ICOs, and maybe they were, but they've changed their tune. I saw Da Hongfei talking, and now he's talking the talk, which is, what I said even before governments crack down. At the end of the day, or the end of the decade, what we want to see are how many successful companies are running businesses using the platform. That's how you're going to judge the value of the blockchain. And now that's what they say. They say, we don't want to do ICs, we don't want ICOs, we only want real companies who are working on the blockchain. So he's talking the right talk right now. And like I said, it is a real, it is a real blockchain. It does exist. They are trying to get some companies on. It's hard to get information. When you go to Ethereum, if you watch my Ethereum video, Ethereum has a page that shows you every company. I don't know if it's 100%, but thousands of companies that are, it's not thousands, hundreds of companies building projects, and you can follow and you can look at them, and they're all listed, easy to find. NEO, I don't know who's working on it, but there are companies. They mentioned a while ago there was this one ad agency who supposedly is working on it. I don't know. I don't have any further info than the original press release a few months ago. And then they have a new one now that they like to talk about. Red Pulse is a research company. It's a real research company that's been around for a few years, and they're trying to develop a sort of Steam It type of thing on the NEO platform. Looks for real. Not a horrible idea, I guess. I mean, Steam It seems to be working, and this is a real... So there are companies, but there's not a ton of info, and we're going to need to see, again, we're comparing it to Ethereum. Now, again, people say, hey, well, Ethereum is what is it, 30 billion? Let me see, 1 second. Sorry, wish I researched this. Okay, so Ethereum is almost 30 billion, and NEO is 20 billion. So Ethereum is 15 times higher than NEO. But Ethereum probably has 15 times, more than 15 times, number of companies developing on their platform. Their number of transactions is way more than 15 times bigger than NEO's. Their development team is probably more than 15 times more robust than NEO. So, people are like, well, it's cheaper, but I don't think it makes up for the level of risk you need to go. So anyways, this is my opinion, but I'm just hoping that by putting all this out there, you can make a better decision, and you may know more about technology, and you think NEO's a good bet. Hey, go for it. But I can only do what I can do, right? And I think that's all I had to say. Did I talk about the speed issue? There's the NEO. I don't remember if I talked about this. That they have. People say it's faster. It works with more languages. It's it's all this stuff. But until we have the volume, until you have hundreds of thousands of transactions per day, and we see successful companies working, it's hard to believe any claim. And it may actually be faster today, but it's only 10,000 transactions. And then when they hit 100,000, they may be like, oh shit, we got a problem. We got scaling issues. So, hey, anyways, NEO is very speculative. I wouldn't buy it at these prices. I think the recent rally is based on this claim that China government is going to come in and reward you when they do. So, if nothing else, it's shot up. I would take some money off the table right now. Just saying. Okay? Good luck.